Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about a few industries who actually thrived in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are three industries that strike me. The first one is the food industry. As all the restaurants were closing and government officials were asking us to stay home, the restaurant business actually shifted to the food, to the traditional grocery business. And so people who used to go to the restaurant every now and then or for lunch would actually buy those groceries in supermarkets and cook at home. And so suddenly supermarkets were faced with a huge demand for groceries, traditional groceries. And whoever had a business in the food industry and had clients such as Whole Foods or Ralph's or Costco, any of those major retailers in the United States, every single one of them made a lot of money during the pandemic and they saw their revenue drastically increase. Also, anyone who was involved with distributors or retail locations, such as commercial real estate locations that are rented to supermarkets, also made a lot of money. I don't see that pattern dropping in 2021. I think what happened with COVID is a lot of new habits were established that were actually not so bad. And we'll talk about one of them, which is remote working. With the coming of a new vaccine, and we can see now that hopefully in the next few months, this pandemic will be behind us. However, I don't think that the habits that were created during this pandemic, such as eating more at home and less in the restaurants, will vanish suddenly. Second, a lot of restaurants went out of business. Those restaurants will not start growing again as fast as they were, as fast as they vanished. And so I think that for the next few years and possibly in a permanent future, you're going to have a larger demand for traditional groceries in the United States of America at least, and also in Canada. And so for anyone who is in the food industry, the consequence of that is that your volume of clients suddenly increased in 2020, and it's not about to go down or back to what it was before. So essentially, you're making a lot more money in the food industry than you used to do. A second industry who actually did very well as well is the tech industry. As we were all forced to stay home and work from home and communicate with our loved ones through our computers and our phones, any software or any app that was already doing pretty good before the pandemic obviously is doing even better now. We saw a lot of investment in the tech industry. We saw a lot of growth of remote networking opportunities, but also generally speaking, users spend more time on their phone and on their computer than they did before the pandemic. And so for any of those apps, that means increased traffic, increased revenue from advertising or from subscription, and simply more money. The tech industry is a great industry to be in the United States in 2021. Investors are on the lookout. Make sure you don't miss any opportunity from that. The last industry that I want to talk about is e-commerce. Simply speaking, purchasing power in the United States didn't drop as fast as we expected it to do during the pandemic. And so a lot of purchases were simply made online. Any brand, any brick and mortar or any online brand that has an e-commerce platform did really well, considering that their products are competitive. E-commerce is not about to change. People like to buy online. It's convenient. They like to buy groceries online. They like to buy their clothes online. They like to shop online way more than they used to. You don't have to drive to the mall. You don't have to sit in traffic. You don't have to go to the dressing room in order to try some new clothes. Nowadays, you can simply order and return as much as you want, and your orders usually can come to your house, at least if you live in a big city, within 48 to 72 hours. And that habit is not about to change. It is here to stay. I don't think that people are going to necessarily go back to the frenzy mall shopping that they used to do back in the days. I think they will actually do a lot more of online shopping. And so for anyone or any company who has a good, solid e-commerce platform, 2021 is a great year for you.